hit by zero. Okay, so, hello, welcome to Z Reviews. And I've got a couple things on the desk, and some of them make sense, some of them don't. But I don't want to do another one of those, like, I have 13 dongle decks things. Number one, I think it would take about 2 years to gather that many anymore. And it's just easier if I just go with the flow. So, wait, can I get this to play again? I'm going to make this... Do you see there's a little tiny cassette? It's just adorable. So what I've got technically 4. I've got the Snowsky, Retro Nano, which this is a Feel brand. Snowsky is Feel hiding who they are, making a little Bluetooth receiver. And here's the interesting part. Ready? Come on. These sucked when they were real, and they suck now again. That is a battery that is not a AAA battery, although it's exactly the same size. That is a 10440 3.7 volt rechargeable, replaceable battery. So this is only the second time in this channel where something has tried really hard not to become e-waste. E-waste is something that has a battery built into it. A lot of people complain about their $300 Bose headphones. They use them for 6 years. All of a sudden, the battery only lasts like 9 minutes. Throw them away. You could technically take them apart and maybe try to solder in a new battery, but Bose ain't going to do it. There was the other Audirect, speak of the devil, that had the 18650 cell in it. That was the Team 1 18650 version. And now this. In fact, if you go to Amazon to look this thing up, this thing is $65 reduce, $66 reduce. Comes in silver or blue. And it is the Snowsky. It actually says Fio Snowsky, so that's not stupid. But underneath it, you can get a 4-pack of these exact same rechargeable batteries for $10. Like, that's dumb. That's dumb. That means this, which sounds really decent for $65, although it's built like it's honestly, it's kind of hilarious. It's not the worst built thing, but I feel like in true battery door standards, that's going to eventually break off. You can, in fact, I am currently recharging the battery internally. So it's not only would you buy those batteries, it's got an internal recharger. You can see our this is the most adorable screen, by the way. And it looks pretty authentic. Like it actually like fades and you turn it. So it looks like there's a real thing in there. We're on Bluetooth. There's the battery indicator. The volume is 35. It's using LDAC at 96K with the equalizer off. You hit the M button here to change different modes, even to the point where it has, hold on, we get music playing again, hold on. Fixed Save by Zero is just a classic, so I'll lower that a little bit. You got a little thing, it's not actually dancing to the music, but it is dancing to the music. And you could do the 2 tape reels spinning, or you could do the 2 tape reels spinning in purple, or you can do this thing where it's like moving the tape from left to right. I'm not sure if that is affected by the track. Oh my God, is that actually? I've never seen... Fuck! Why don't more things do this? I'm pissed off now. Hold on. I was unaware of this. The amount of tape left on one side versus the other is directly affected by the position in the track. That means Bluetooth is sending this information. Why doesn't everything use that to just give you track position? 10% of the song, 50% of the song. What kind of bullshit? We got a really fast song, like a really, really short one. 4 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 minutes. 227, Enemy Onslaught. So that will actually physically move across as the fucking song plays. That is dumb. I hate the world. And then the last one is also got, is that the indicator there? Also got the indicator with just 2 tape reels spinning, but they're not quite, a little bit too small. And then you got that, which, what the fuck? This one doesn't have any indicator, does it? I don't think it does. No. So they have the ability to do that, and they don't use it. I'm sorry. That was just a rage. I apologize for my rage. Hi, I'm Zio. So Zio Spantera. Support me on Patreon and Subscribestar, where I won't take my meds if you pay me, which is bullshit. My meds are for kidneys and blood pressure. Well, actually, it's hypothyroidism and blood pressure. So yeah, that's fucking silly. You saw it has it for $65. You have an exchangeable battery, And I think this is a standard battery. This isn't like something new. You can go online, you buy anything you want. The screen is actually useful. The only thing it's not showing me is the track name, and I'm pretty sure that's a thing because it did it on a few items back in the day. A little X door that used to read the track title, and I'm like, we'll do that now. So yeah, your buttons on top, 3.5, 4.4 by the way. Did I point it out? It says balanced. You unplug it and it doesn't pause it, which is interesting. So M is mode. Let me see what happens if I hold this. Yeah, then we get to dick through options, which, oh God. Language, I just did bad. All right, hold on. We're going to go back. We're holding it. So then it's down. No. Yes. No. Jesus Christ. I just put it in Chinese. Maybe I should just stop this review and come back. There's not enough, like, understanding, because it's got small button, bigger button, and there's a volume up and down. So if I just, that up and downs, and then that changes, that, and enter. So obviously now I've made it entirely Chinese. Oh, there's language. Okay. And we switch to English and hit enter. We're good. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Remember the chapter marks in case you want to jump ahead. Reset off version 4.6. Charge PR off. I think that's just going to be an on and off. I'm assuming that's to charge all the time. You know what? I'll look it up in the manual. Gain is on high currently, and I can fucking tell it's blasting Eris. Eris is the easiest to drive headphone, and I'm going to take all these units to maximum because it won't break Eris. Eris doesn't care. Eris is my collab headphone, by the way, with all the bass in the world and all the soundstage and all the comfort. And if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to indulge in Eris by Harmonic Dyne. But yeah, if I run that to maximum, I want to know if I die. So in the EQ, you have the standard jazz, pop, rock, dance, R&B, class, hip-hop, and retro. And then there is user define, which I believe the Feel app should be able to control some of this. I'm not going to start dicking with apps on top of everything else. Let's just get through these. We're going to stick to off because really the dimmer for the screen is only 3. Oh, there's 5 levels. Yeah, I'll leave it on 3. Unless you're out in the sun and you need to be 4 or 5, then it's off, diso, dim. Oh, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, never. So that's when you want this little screen to turn off. The battery in this, again, if you wear out the battery and the battery life starts getting bad, spend $10. Get 4 new fucking batteries. Hell, that would be a waste because you're probably going to put a new battery in here. Then you're going to charge it via USB. You're going to lose those other 3 over the course of the next 2 years while that battery is failing. And you have to buy 4 more batteries. So try to find one of those batteries. So I'm going to set it to never because we're cool. And then you get to pick mode of Bluetooth or PC or I'm assuming PH is phone, like you plugged in directly to the USB-C. So technically, this a dongle. Technically, this a dongle. Technically, this a dongle. And technically, this is definitely a dongle. We're going to get to all of them. I probably should have gone over the table before I jumped right into this one. I'm sorry, I got real distracted by that stupid thing it did. Anything else down here? And then I think we're down to language. Language reset version. Charge porn. So, get out of this. Sound quality. Well, final build quality. It's cheap. It feels cheap. It looks cheap. It looks like a toy. It looks like this is supposed to come with a Happy Meal. But the thing is, despite it being called the Snowsky, which sounds like a brand you never fucking heard of, it's a Feel product. It's got Feel branding all over the goddamn thing. Can I get this open without destroying it? Yeah, again, look at that. Amazing. Look what I did. I think it is amazing. We've got stickers. I forgot about the stickers. Oh my God, it literally is a Happy Meal toy. You could wrap this in stickers. Look, little Johnny. You could pull these off and you could wrap, you could put that on the back like that. And that one's the perfect shape to go around here for the USB. What the hell was in this? Was there just a biohazard in that? What? I got to be honest with you. I opened this thing up weeks and weeks and weeks ago. No fucking idea what was inside of this. Please let me know in the comments if you know what was in the little container. Because I don't think it was this, which is a little... You actually get to put a lanyard on this through this hole here. So you can just lanyard this thing. This is almost cute enough and cheap enough for me to put it on my keychain. It should, in fact, just come with a keychain ring attached. Because I could do something with one of these, but if this was just a keychain and I could keep it on my person, and it's just banging around against my keys and getting a little scratched up, and like, oh, you want to hear my headphones? Oh, hold on. Pull out my keys. Boom. Pop on the fucking Snowsky. It says Bluetooth amp in the most fucking 90s blade font I've ever seen. And just blast some blast. Like literally, hold on. Why no sound come out, you make go? Oh. I somehow muted it. I didn't even know there was an option. Alright, this is fucking insanely loud. We're at 60. That is way too loud. Like, I know you... We all know Eris is easy to drive. But at this at maximum hurts me? Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, I'm going to give this a full fucking pass. And also the power switch, check that out. Did you see that? Physical switch. Physical switch. No hold the button down. It just literally goes off, power off. So it's a digital switch. It knows it's being powered off. But still, it can be used as a dongle if you want to avoid Bluetooth. It sounds... The way I define a Bluetooth unit, put more silica packets in my pocket to keep the cat from getting them. The way I define a Bluetooth thing or anything like this, like I'm going to get onto this one's like $200. This one's $65. If I can enjoy music on it, that's the bar. That's the only bar. Now, I can hear people complain, oh, Zeus, you can't just test with Eris. It's the headphone I know best. And it does scale. If I plug it into that amp, I fucking know it. This is an acceptable solution. It's tiny, it's small, the battery is replaceable. You can leave it in your car. If the heat kills the battery, you spend $2.50 to get a new battery for it. And it's got stickers. Fucking stickers. All right, we're going to get to the order. All right, from the Snowsky, because Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed that it shows me the guy that nothing else uses that. Let's move over to something a little more support the channel-ish. Flare cable. If you don't know, I make an IM. It's called the Defiant. Here it is, $100. Great. Here, by the way, is the new color for the wire for the green one, the gunmetal bronze. That should be coming out soon. Now, the wire for the normal one looks like this, and it's very nice. Ooh. And I'm like, hey, can you... First thing that we're going to do is like, hey, we're going to offer a USB adapter because this is interchangeable. And then I'm like, great, that'll be $10, or you buy it with the $40 cable for $45, and you get a USB cable for IMs. That isn't anything special. However, I managed to convince them to take my IM cable, make it a little bit longer, and then put 3.5 millimeters on it. So they turned the flare cable, which, by the way, named after the flare from Redo of Healer, into a headphone cable, because I was doing that anyway with the little adapters I usually stick on to shit, which I don't know if I have any examples of it here. But it's like, wow. So now you have a cheap, I think it's $50 because these are a little more expensive. So you get a slightly longer, nice $50 cable that can take 4.4 or 3.5. And now USB-C. So guess what? This is a dongle. It's a dongle that happens to end in an entire headphone cable for, well, I'm assuming since this cable's $50, this will be $55 for this. For just to get a... And the reason I picked it, because I like the colors of the rainbow one. It's like pink and blue, and it's really soft. So if you plug this into phone, it's going to come up with a thing that say, hey, you want to do this thing? Moondrop? You allow Moondrop to access USB? No. You want to... No Hibby music. Everything wants to use my fucking devices. So now these, you should all recognize these Simgos, the EPs. The sleepy EPs. That's loud. Not as loud as the Snowsky was pushing the Eris. But yeah, so this is a full, complete package of like, ooh, I want to have my affordable headphones, and the EP5s were so affordable. And I just want to make them plug in via USB-C. You want to have Eris and you want this ability? Here you go. Flare cable. $10 adapter. If you've already got the flare cable, if you're buying the wire raw dog, which by the way, I'm having them adjust a few things at the length of the twist, but this will support the channel. So if you're interested in having like a dongle that looks like nothing and then it's just a nice wire, I like to take my shit portable. Perfection achieved. If I don't want a wire, then I do some other weird shit. But so now, I'm not going to say judgingly how the Juzear USB-C adapter sounds. It's damn good for $10. Because you keep in mind, this is literally the entire DAC amp is between here, probably, and this unscrews. So, like, that's connected. So, like, there. That's where the entire DAC amp is. And anyone who's seen, I don't know if I still have the Apple one here. I used to have the little Apple one for $7. This is essentially the Apple thing, only a little bit better, because the Apple thing's a couple years old now. So if you'd like, there's no mark on this side. It says Juzear on one side. And then there's an arrow or dot on that side. So let's see. Yep, you line up the dot with the Juz, and then you just plug it in and you screw that on. There you go. So if you have a flare cable, if you have Defiant, thank you for supporting the channel. If you have the cable from Defiant and you like it and you'd like another one, it's $40 for that. If you want it with 3.5 millimeter ends, it's $50 for that. If you want to buy the USB-C, that's $10 on its own, or you buy it with any of the wires and it's $5 extra. That is going to get used so fucking hard on every headphone that's 3.5 millimeter. It's not a powerhouse. It's designed specifically for the USB, at least is designed specifically for the IEMs, but I have no problem with Eris. I have no problem with the EP5s. The only headphone I had a real problem with it was a real weird one. Which one did I pull out? I mean, I was running the new Fostex TH1100s, which are planar. It ran the Mezes. Oh, it didn't run the Paras. If you got the Paras, don't bother. Big planars, probably not going to work with that. So we move on. So self-promotion done. Snowsky done. It's time to move on to this. Before we get to the grand finale. This is a grand finale. Jump to the timestamp if you want to know, because Audirect makes some of my favorite sounding things, and this is a very special unit that I can't find on the fucking internet. So this is called the Moondrop Echo-B, and it's a USB-C that goes into these really fucking nice wires. And then the end is a 4.4, and there's an A and a B, and the B is 4.4, and then the A is 3.5. Now, when you plug it in, everything yells. I'm going to say okay to that and cancel to that, because this is your dongle. We're going to plug that into Eris. Boom. We're going to hit play. We're going to max that out. Loud. Possibly not as loud as the fucking Snowsky, which I find real hard to believe. And I do wear these in staging mode, which is Z on the right. You could just reverse the wire and the headphone, and then you get staging mode or regular. It's focus mode or staging mode. I prefer my staging modes. All right, that's very loud. It is very loud. Oh, Jesus, that is pumping bass. However, it may be pumping bass because there's an app. That's right, this little fucking wire here, which I found for $25 dues. Here it is, the Moondrop Echo-B, 32-bit, 384 kilohertz portable USB DAC amp. $25. This is going to sell a lot because you get to go into the Moondrop app if it works, because sometimes it's just a piece of shit. It doesn't want to work. And you get to load DSP correcting profiles on there. I think you get to make your own. Here, you get to actually, and this is full DSP target. So everyone's been jerking off for years over the, wow, my mind went blank. The little Bluetooth one with the app and the controls, and it's got the little 2.5. That one. You know which one I'm talking about. You know which one I'm talking about. Something 5. Anyway, this lets you do all that and program it into this so that it can then correct your headphones. So if you go back to the standard, this is a list of all the stuff. Lon bass head, Lon no bass, Blessing 3 bass head, Blessing 3 no bass, Kato ultra bass. So there's a lot of Moondrop products that are official releases that you can, if you buy this for $25, you can do different tunings of different already existing Moondrop products. If you go to featured, you get cadence from JYB, and then this Chinese letter from 34433. I wonder if that's his phone number. And then 0 blue 2 to red V2 from Dan Young. So you got all these like people. This one's got an anime waifu, so obviously this one's the best. I understand nothing that's happening. But you get, it's like a little community for tuning. And the easy ones to get into is, here's your device. It's showing a picture of that. There's online interactive DSP, which I was just in, and then there's Tune EQ. And here's just 5 easy to choose. There's off, which if I confirm, it now loads nothing. Normal. Yes. Cancel. So hitting that means that this is producing no corrections. It's just, it is what it is. Then you have 4 choices. Treble plus, stage plus, which should create a 2K dip, which the Aorus already do. And then you have bass plus and bass plus plus. So I can go bass plus plus. And then I can allow access. And again, this is not something you have to do on your phone because my phone is just being a dick. So now, if I go back to asterisk and I fucking lower it a little bit, and I can feel the bass in my heart. So I'm literally using a $25 wire to introduce bass plus plus to the internet's most bassy headphone. This is someone's perfect Sunday. That's my joke. That's my, which one was that? That was from the Cornetto trilogy. That was, not World's End. That was, Nicholas Angel. Fuck. Can't remember the name of the goddamn movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. I haven't had coffee in a couple days because it doesn't seem to work unless I take a break for like 3 weeks. So my brain is sort of like an old Chevy. It's like hot fuzz. Hot fuzz, hot fuzz, hot fuzz, hot fuzz. This is dumb. This is dumb. The best part about this is, even if you choose to buy everything I have on the table, only this is the expensive thing. You could get the cable, and you can get the portable thing, and you can get this fucker for $25. This is so dumb. Why are you so dumb? You understand why I'm doing all these and it's kind of a mixed bag? It's like, this isn't really, but you get a nice cable with it. And this is, you get the fucking equalizer if you want to do it on your own, or you get to bass plus and program it in there and then give it to your friend and then try the. Lastly, all right, have I sold you on the Moondrop Echo-B? It doesn't even say its name on it anywhere, by the way, which is difficult. I had to wait till I plugged it in and it told me what it was. Lastly, and this is the review I was going to start today, was this Audirect. And I actually had the Moondrop clipped into the back of this beautiful fucking metal clip. We're going to slide you out of your blue case, because I've reviewed this before, or at least I reviewed something that looked exactly like this before. And in fact, I found an article from 2021 that was the Audirect Beam 3 Plus. The only difference is this right here on the side of the box says Beam 3 Plus 24 version. So I'm assuming that's 2024 version and not 24 karat gold version? I don't know. By the way, look, they put the Audirect logo on the back of the red, which you don't get to see the red ever, or that logo ever once you slide this in there, but it's there. I don't know where this is going to be linked. I just tried for like 10 minutes. I used DuckDuckGo, I went to Linsol and to HiFiGo, and all they seem to have is the original old school Beam 3. Now, this is a Bluetooth device or a dongle. You can choose either or. In fact, you have a switch to physically choose either or. Switch it over to that. And the original one was very chrome metal and heavier than this. When my goddaughter got her set of Eris for free from me, and she's in college, and she's like, I want music, and I don't know what that is. I went, hold your shit. I went down, I got her my original one, because I had this one. I got her my original one, I charged it up, I gave it to her. And she's either got it plugged in USB-C into her phone, or she's using it as Bluetooth. And she loves the Eris, because who doesn't love the Eris? Get out of my house if you don't love my Eris. But now this one exists. It says mod 25946. You got a picture of a phone, you got a power button, you got a gain button, you get a play, pause, next track, last track. And the top, you get a switch for USB versus Bluetooth, and then your charge port or your data port. Bottom, you get 3.5 and 4.4. This is very light. The fascias are, I can't tell if that's glass or plastic. It might be plastic. Either way, it's just smooth and nice. And it's light and doesn't weigh as much as the old son of a bitch did. Let's go into the box, which has one of my favorite adapters of all time. I hate that we have to use this stupid thing because iPhones exist. But here is your Lightning to USB-C right angle aluminum fucking box that says Audirect. This thing saved my ass out in Chicago when I was doing Expona. Because everyone's like, I have an iPhone. I'm like, don't lose this. Plugged it in. You also get a very short, probably one of the shortest USB-C ones. And they decided to go with like a jagged metal end instead of any sort of strain relief. But it's nice. It's short and small. Let's plug you in directly first. Boompity-boomp. Ba-boomp. And you get an adapter, you get a full size in case you want to hook this up to your laptop. So really super nice presentation. Love the box. Love the little bag it comes with. It's slightly crooked, but it's bright orange, so that's cool. There was nothing else there. Was what it was in. So, no, I don't want to use Moondrop to deal with things, and no, I don't want to use the Hibby app to play music. I just want to play music. Are we doing that thing with the volume? Oh, God, I got to hit the gain button. Okay, that got real loud. I'm assuming green is low. And red is blasting. And then there's red and green, which didn't seem to get any louder, but I might be at the literal adhesion of my ears. So we're not, I repeat, N-O-T gonna do that. There's no volume on this. I mean, there's a plus and minus, and that controls the volume. But there's no physical volume like rocker that's separate. So I'm assuming if I hold last track, oh, I was wrong, it's last track. Why do they do this? Why is up next track all of a sudden? This is a thing. Because that's obviously pause, and there's a play button. So that technically should be correct. I guess if you looked at it this way, then plus is on the right, and then next track is on the right. I don't know. I can't get used to it. I'm used to last track is up, play pause, and next track is down. So you do get controls over that. You do get controls over the volume, and you get controls over your gain. It is unfortunately a single press, so don't accidentally the gain, or you're gonna have a bad time, or a really good time. I don't know, up to you. And then up here you get your power button, which doesn't do anything on short press. Obviously, holding down will turn it off. I don't want to do that right now. So, the reason you'd spend, instead of $60 or $25 or essentially $10, the reason you'd spend $200+ on something like this is because this sounds fucking amazing. And I don't even need to put the headphones on to tell you it, because I use the stupid thing. All right? And not just on Eris, on expensive headphones. Audirect has basically proven to me that they are better than FiiO. If you want to know why you should buy this, because every FiiO product that is a little portable, 15 or 17 or 7 or 5, this will shit on it. But no one knows what an Audirect is, so I don't buy it. It's not on Amazon. I don't think it's on Amazon. We'll check. I'll link it in the description if it is. But everyone's like, oh, what's that? I don't know. That's not a brand. And so I don't. This, in the same vein as Death on Ray, Audirect has this thing that it does with sound where it just sounds better. Whether it's a smoothness filter that they've got built into the fucking thing, or if it's doing any sort of like all those settings you could change in the Moondrop, where bass plus and soundstage plus. Imagine if that was just built into everything by default. Imagine if Golden Sounds DAC here just had impact plus, tube mode, and spatial enhancement on, and there were no options. I would plug in this DAC, I'd listen to it and go, man, this DAC sounds phenomenal compared to these other DACs. But since I can turn those off, I can bring it down to a more normal playing field. I don't know what is inside every Audirect amplifier, but every Audirect amplifier just sounds more pleasing to listen to than every other amplifier. This is some hippie high-end level listening experience. Oh my god, the placement of sound. My job is very hard. All right, people think that manual labor is hard. Try mental labor, because now I'm mentally laboring to tell 10,000 people, or however many people have watched this video at the time of the watching it, how money makes sound gooder. And now use your words. It's got like a... All right, I'm going to get real fucked. They should just do drugs. Imagine if, like, your eyes are, like, fucking hazy because you're so drunk, bro, and you just, like, puked behind your car, and then you, like, look up and, like, the stars, man, and they're just, like, all over the place, and you're like, god damn, the world is beautiful, and you look down, and you're getting a BJ, and you don't even know this person, or if it's a girl or guy, you're just happy, and you look back up at the stars, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna come. Oh, and then you do, and then you fall down, and instead of waking up in a ditch, you wake up in your bed because the drunk fairies brought you home. That's how this sounds. And you can quote me. Right? There's something about the way Audirect shit sounds that's just a smoother, more natural presentation, but somehow it's happening. This tiny little box. Tiny little fucking box, which lets you know to unplug it, because we're semi-cheating. Let's uncheat, and we'll switch this switch, because the way most people are going to use it is not as a dong. You're not going to slam this dong. We now have to turn on the power, which holds the button, and there's 3 kind of annoying LEDs, I gotta say. There's a little one there, blinking, blink, blink, and then there's a green there to tell you the gain, and there's that one which does whatever, and this should be remembered, and there it is. Beam 3 is already attached. Boompity-doomp. And I could tell you right off the bat, the Bluetooth codec is holding almost fucking nothing back. We're in 2025, even though this is version 2024. And this wire, while yes, I can guarantee you this will bring the most quality from source to DAC amp, this is nearly just as fucking good. I almost want to tell you it is as good, because I don't know what specific instrument at what specific volume and what specific headphone I would need to listen to actually be like, hold on. Oh yeah, it's worse. Perfect. Try and love again. I need to bring this community back. My community has gotten a little bit hard, like prisoners in prison for, what are we doing this, 11 years now? And we have strayed away from the path of convenience, because obviously wires and $2,000 amplifiers and all this shit is very important. This is what we need to be happy. Or don't. Just disconnect. Be okay with Bluetooth. Be okay. Take my word for the $200 you're going to spend, if I could find the fucking thing. Because again, all the links I found are the old one. This is a 2021 post, and this one has got red and blue as options. They don't even look the same. Who are you? I can't find this one. I'm gonna find this one, and I'm gonna link it, because the old one's $190. and it was worth $190, and I gave it to my goddaughter, and she's very happy. This one is worth $250 plus. And if I find it, I'll link it in the description so I can maybe make a buck on an affiliate link. But either way, it's never ending up in the yard sale because I'm probably going to mount this fucking thing to a set of headphones, but that would be a waste because it's so good with every headphone. I'm thinking I'm going to do a thing at a show. I'm going to get a table at a Can Jam. I'm going to build 4 identical wooden boxes, and I'm going to hide shit in every box. And one box will have like the Ferrum stack with a fucking Valencia, and the other stack's gonna have the topping in 100. The other set's gonna have like a really nice tube hybrid, and then the last box is gonna have this in it. Just this. And I'm gonna make people plug their headphones into these big connectors in the front. They're gonna be like, which one do you like the most? And you know what? This would probably have 25% of the vote or more. It's that good. It's been sitting on my 2 review shelf for like months, 2 months, 3 months, because I know easy review, fucking done, 7 seconds, greatest fucking thing ever. But like when you actually sit down, you go through like cheaper units and then really nice units with DSP, and then you get that's collab. What the fuck is in this? Whoever Audirect is, they need to buy Death on Ray, or whoever Death on Ray is needs to buy Audirect. Because their functionality works great. Battery lasts forever. I don't even know. What would they combine? Because the sounds are fucking stellar. I do have a complaint, though. The holes for the case are a little bit small. Like, that's real small. And that doesn't quite touch at the bottom. And it sticks out just a little bit. So if I slide this bitch in there, this technically still works, but you are squeezing against the leather. It's fine. It works. As long as that thing is sticking out, this is still working. I also wish this was slightly tighter. I guess I could pull this out of here. No, it's glued in place. So this is just a big-ass clip in a blue. It's blue and gold and red. All of it doesn't work together. The gold and red works together, and the blue and black would work together, but this is a weird color combo. But I don't care. This thing sounds fucking phenomenal. See, now I am maxed out on low gain, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap this, go from green to red, and then lower the living shit out of it. There's no indicators, by the way, except for... It's weird. It's lowering the volume, but it's not showing it? Was it not doing that before? So it is separate. Huh. I think it decides to choose... This is literally a song recommended by the people of the Aris chat. Which there is an Aris chat on Telegram if you'd like to join it. Check out the Aris post. I should promote my forums more, by the way, because... Not that it could probably use a little more people there. If you happen to be in the neighborhood of the internet, feel free to check out the Hi-Fi Guides forums. A forum started by DMS and myself. He's kind of taken a hiatus from it, but I'm still there, and I still make posts, and I try to get companies involved and modders and other reviewers to post their things. Look, I clipped it to the thing. And shit like this. You go to the Eris thread, and at the very top, there's a link to the Telegram thread where you can go and actually send songs and shit. And it's just like, ugh. So yeah, I don't know how long this video is, an hour. That I couldn't start on that because then everything else would be lackluster. And I loved everything else. This isn't a channel where I have to pick a winner. Don't you fucking people do that to me. I hate that shit. So you got to pick one. No, you've got to pick one. I've got to explain how things make me feel and how I understand about them and what the benefits are. Like, remember when I talked about the battery being changed out of that? Not in this. When this battery's dead, it becomes just a dongle DAC, which is still technically a good way to keep it from becoming e-waste. But you won't be able to use it as Bluetooth. But you can still plug it in USB and still use it as a dongle, so it'll work forever. But Don't make me fight. This $65 one should not fight the $200+ one, nor should these either fight this, because this isn't a Bluetooth thing and those both are. So everything here has its own. One of these is going to fit your niche and your needs. I have to fill your holes. Everyone's got a hole, and Zeos is here to fill it. I don't know what your hole is. Your hole is like, I just really want a decent wire, take my headphones portable. I kind of wish it had this or a 4.4 that I could screw on. I've got all the 3.5s. Of course, I've got all the... Oh, no, there's a 4.4. There, you could have all of these and a wire for $55. Wouldn't that be nice? Or you need this because you just want to play with DSP, but you don't want to really make a huge... Perfect. This thing is just hilarious and how powerful it is. And interchangeable batteries. And then you go for this if you're an absolute quality whore. If you want to know what quality whore means, you buy this. And you enjoy it. Anyway, I'm done. Queen is playing, and not even using that as a source, but it's playing anyway. Patreon and subscribe to support this channel and these mad fucking ramblings. In about 2 weeks, when the coffee wears back off and then I could actually start drinking it again, you're going to get some wild shit content. Holy fuck. But yeah, check out all my other things. Check out there's literally a support me as Patreon, subscribe store, or my collaborations. Buy a nice cable. Where the hell? Magia cables. Magia cables everywhere. I had some there too, but now they're there. Magia cables support the channel. Era supports the channel. Defiant IM supports the channel. The Flare cable supports the channel. Or Patreon subscribe star. See reviews early. Participate in yard sales. Live streams. You can participate in live streams. I also stream on Twitch Wednesdays and Sundays most days of the week. Well, most Wednesdays and Sundays, which are 2 days of the week, I stream on Twitch at whatever fucking time I feel like it. Those are not included in the support thing, but you can throw bits at me. I'll dance for the money. See reviews early, participate in yard sales, get to lossless sound demos, which I am very behind on, I know. And then for the higher tier, you get to enter the patronage chat to ask me questions directly. You know what everything's coming up. You guys get to make decisions on my collaborations. Currently arguing with Linsol, who's arguing with Kiwi Ears about the tuning on my headphone. And I'm like, ugh. Like, I like it. Either make it the thing I like or don't. Pick one. But yeah, I get the rent in there. And then if you're in the patronage chat, you get into a lifetime swap meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear. And once you're in that, you can just sell everything and say, fuck it, move into another hobby. You're going to make flashlights or something. I'm trying to make a flashlight. I don't want to be like the Linus screwdriver thing, but I want to make a flashlight that's old school. I know that's a weird diversion from audio, but I just got this thing about flashlights and me being a kid and playing like ghost stories, and all the flashlights were old incandescents. And I'm not going to use incandescents. That's fucking dumb. But if I make a flashlight, would you guys buy a merch flashlight? It's probably going to take some effort. Dan's going to have to 3D print some things. I'm going to have to design a circuit board. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you for supporting the channel. Even just by watching it, it's great. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that shit I never tell you to do. You do it anyway. Although favoriting isn't a thing anymore, and it fucking should be. Right? Right. All right, I'm done. I'm going to go, have anti-coffee. Holy fuck. How am I so wired? I should go play with some more speakers. All right, I'm done. Enjoy your wallpaper in the waifu horde. Or the waifu horde in the wall. Whatever, we're done. We're definitely done.